Right, hello everyone. Welcome to Wheelspin Racing League's 5th round of the season. We are at L'España, Spain for a full qualifying followed by 50% race. We've got 16 in the lobby at the moment. I know we were expecting more, so hopefully there's one or two joining in qualifying. Just going to get this straight. So, hello Checo, Mr. Matex, Checo, Glads, hello mate. Well done on your win yesterday, bud. I already said it in Discord, but well done. Matex doing a little dance. Everybody's doing a little dance. What's going on? Is it Dancing Sunday? Awesome. That seems to be a weekly thing. I think we've got some new racers tonight, which is pretty cool. Always like to see new people on track. Hammy is new to the league, but not new to me. He's a very good driver, so expect to see good things from him. I can't even say that. What's that? Dialand. I think it's Dial-A-Knot. I don't know. Let's see what it says when it comes up. Find the pass. Hello, after 2 weeks of pain and having 2 dental abscesses drained. I'm currently fingers crossed on the end. Just some positivity. Some sensitivity now. Been eating soups only for 2 weeks. I'm back behind the wheel again. Excellent, find the pass. That's great news. Apart from now having to eat soups for 2 weeks, obviously, but great to see you behind the wheel again, mate. And wish you a speedy recovery. Hard to say, Glads. Hard to say because the league that we run in together, or used to, was a realistic league. So it was really hard to say. We were both in reasonably low cars, but we both whenever we drove. So it was a difficult one, to be honest. I know there's one or two in the league that may not be enjoying seeing wet weather conditions. Spain seems to be raining a lot on this game. The race you missed, Glads, on a Saturday night was a wet Spain. It was a nightmare. Or did you? No, you were there for that one, wasn't it? It was the second one you missed, Spa. So, yeah. Bit wet, yep. During race and quali, okay. Any signs it might dry up in the race, Checo? Mind you, be wary, guys. There's been some weather changes going on in the last few lobbies I've had. So, last night, for example, Tier 1 raced Silverstone last night, and in my league, and it was scheduled to rain the whole race and changed in Q3 to dry. So everybody had wet setups on. And it was dry the whole race in the end, so it's just be a bit careful. So we're on board with Matex then. He's coming round first to start the what should be the first lap on the board. We'll go on board with him so we can see a whole lap of Spain. And to I think we all know this track pretty well by now. It's what is essentially a gigantic S-bend. We turn 1, 2 and 3. Try and hold it as close as you can to the inside, down to turn 4, late on the brakes, swing the car in. So give you best chance of getting on the power on the exit. It's Matex, bit of oversteer. Saves it, but obviously that will affect his time. But in these conditions you expect drivers to go in quicker and quicker every lap pretty much. As saw the left hand hairpin and another S-bend. Be a bit dodgy even in the dry, that one. And it's a sweeping right hander in the dry, not full throttle but very close to it. Very slight lift and down to second in the wet then. This what is a new part of the circuit and a lot better than it was, has to be said. The right hander, then we got the next right hander, which is all about setting up your entry really for the what's become quite a famous chicane now at Spain. There's the exit into the final corner. Trying to get as much power in as you can to get onto the straight, to carry that straight line speed all the way up the straight. And Matex gets us started then with a 33.9. This is Glad's always on the night lap. Who was that just crossed? It was Diola. I'm going to call him Dalanot because I can't. You'll have to let me know if I'm saying it wrong. I don't know how to say it. Who's the Alfa Romeo? I'm trying to get to the Alfa Romeo. That is one of our newer drivers, A.E. Elder. He boosts up to P2 on a 32.8. Piccoloco. Great name. 32.3 goes fastest for the moment. Alpha Tauri on its way. That is Sky Tonson, another new one. It's P5. Is that Mike Dole? Yeah, he's on an out lap, so he's just heading round. Ghost Rider's on a hot lap, so we go to him. Actually, Tesco's slightly further ahead on the track, so through to him. Potentially dry at the end of the race, thanks Checo. Okay, so yeah, we'll be keeping an eye on the weather conditions in the race, definitely. So then, Tesco heads for the line, it's a 34.4. It's in P5 for the moment. Ghost Rider up to P6 on a 37.7. Who's this? Mike Dole. Bob Dylan a bit further, well he is a bit further around, but he's invalidated his lap, so let's stick with Mike Dole then, in the McLaren. So again, another new driver. Certainly, Wheelspin Racing League has no issues attracting new drivers to the league, does it? Which is brilliant, and it is a brilliant league. So I'm really glad that they aren't having any issues, which is fantastic. So Mike across the line, 33.9, that puts him up to P6. Baz just starting the lap actually. So anybody else? Tesco, is he improving? Oh no, he slowed down to let the Ferrari past. So I think that was Ghost Rider, that Ferrari, this is indeed. So PB at the moment, 35.7. It's into the final corner, and I think he's improving. Yeah, a lot, I think. 35.1, 6 tenths improvement. Stays P9, but obviously a much bigger target for the guys who haven't got laps in yet. Baz on a lap. JD Racer, I think, is on a lap. See JD across the line, and then we'll switch straight back to Baz. It's the end of his lap. Oh, you're A.E. Elder, are you? Fine. Oh, okay. What's with the name change then? Oh, a few switches to intermediates. Early doors. Rain still seems pretty heavy. I'd be surprised if this is intermediate weather. Sorry, let's do what I said and go to Baz. Racer went across line in P5. Baz just coming into the chicane. Looks like he's on decent time. In the final corner. Oh, but he's crashed. He's into the wall out of the final corner. He was on for a decent time there. I think that would have put him top 3, top 4 maybe. But spins, loses his front wing. At least he's still in. He's still got plenty of time to get round and go into the pits. So that's the main thing. Well, we can't not watch Zeus. I mean, talk about picking a name. The God of Gods. Talk about picking a name. It puts pressure on yourself. Zeus was always the name I used when I was younger and first started playing computer games. I always used to use Zeus as my name in RPGs. Useless bit of information for you, but you know, I got to fill the time. 133.998 then puts Zeus in P8. Bad's obviously not improving, he needs a new wing. Hammy on a lap. Graphic shows purple in the second sector on the map, but I can't be sure if that's right or not. Now he is on intermediate tyres, got a bit of traffic, which is... Oh! The car in front nearly spun then, and Hammy seemed to follow him into the spin. But unfortunately for Hammy, it ended up in a... going to the barriers, but again, plenty of time to get into the pits and get back out again, so... let's see Bob Dylan then, he's another driver that's on intermediate tyres. So clearly the track's at a crossover point. The garage must be telling them this, otherwise they'd be on wets, but you can see a little bit of a dry line appearing actually, so I think these guys have probably got it right. We'll soon see when one of them gets a lap in. I can see A. Elder, formerly known as Find the Pass, is also on a lap on intermediates, and he's a little bit further up on the track. We'll stick with Bob, but keep an eye on what sort of time Elder puts in. So Elder's into the chicane now, coming out into the final corner. Heads for the line, and he goes P1, 31.3. This track's ready for intermediate tyres. Bob heads for the line, 134.3, puts in P10 for the moment. Three guys have not set a time sitting in the pits at the moment. We know why Hammy is, but Tomo and Jacko yet to set times. Tesco on the inters, also improving on his PB. So it certainly looks like inters is the way. So usually when you start seeing a dry line appearing, like a darker line than the rest of the track, which you had a very good picture of there, as you come around the right-hander, that's usually a sign that the track is drying up. Now the game does usually tell you when you're in the garage, but I do get a feeling this year they don't always tell you at the right time. Tesco then improves by half a second on the inters, goes 33.9 into P8. Is Bob improving? He is indeed, his 10th and a half up. About Elder, did he go again? No. There is another driver, who's that? It's Matex, also on inters now. So, oh, it doesn't look like he's got a front wing. So I'd assume he's coming into the pits. Yes, indeed he is. So let's go back to Bob, who's on a big improvement, 7.5 temps up. So let's go into the 33s. Faster in that, I think. 32. Nope, 33.1. It's 1.1 seconds of improvement. Flies him up to P6. Tesco is improving 7 temps up in the first sector. Well, guys, if you haven't done an intermediate lap, I suggest you get out there. So, clearly still a bit slippery out there. See that. But, let's go down, heads into the chicane. Has he managed to keep that improvement going? So, that improvement may have been through the second sector actually, so I've not seen another time come up. Heads to the line now, and it's a 32.7. It's a 1.1 second improvement. He heads up to P6 just ahead of Bob Dylan. Well, Matex is in the pits. He stuck a set of softs on. Surely not. Surely not. Maybe he's just sat there ready just to cover it out just in case. Doesn't want to be called out. Pick a Loco is improving. 3.5 temps up in sector 1. Ferrari coming round is just on an out lap, so they're starting their hot lap now. Bob Dylan's heading back round. Yellow flag's following him, so I think he's run out of fuel, Bob Dylan, so he'll be coming into the pits. So we're on with the right driver. Piccoloco will be next across the line. 3.5 temps up still in sector 2. Actually lost a tiny bit of time there. I think Matex is just covering it off just in case, but it is still raining, so I don't think we're going to be switching to slicks before the end of this session. A lot of time to be gained before the slick switch over, I think. So Piccoloco heads out the final corner, heads to the line. It's 1:30.9, improves by 8.5 temps, goes fastest by half a second. Tesco improving again, heading for the line, improves by another 3 temps, stays P6 but consolidates that position. Glad's just at the start of his lap. Who's this? This is Baz, who's still on wet tyres. He's heading in. Should have enough time to get back on the... Elder improves by 1.5 seconds onto a 31.3. It's in P2. It's the Ferrari. This is Ghost Rider. Cuts the line of 1.5 second improvement, P10. Tesco, 7 thousandths down. Might be ideal for Tesco. Well, no, his light's flashing, so I think he's just going to have to continue. Let's go to Glads. Where's Glads? He's 1.5 seconds up through sector 2. That's on target for a 30.7. Does suggest that this track is improving all the time. Heads into the chicane. Comes out for the final corner. Car just moved slightly left on him there, but kept it going, and his overall improvement is a 29.8, which is 2.3 seconds quicker than he's been before. That's a massive lap from Glads. Elder also on a huge improvement. Coming through the chicane. There's an AlphaTauri just ahead of us. That was Sky Tonton, who's on a outlap in a way. So Elder across the line, it's a 29.4. So well, not far off 5 temps faster than Glads. This track's improving with every single lap. Ghost Rider again improving. Improved his time last lap, he's improving again. Crosses the line, it's 9 temps. Now I think you'll find he was doing that without his energy switched on, so his next lap's going to use his energy. JD Racer 9 temps up, we've got a... It's a Merc ahead of us, which I think is Bob Dylan on an outlap, or it might be Baz on an outlap actually. Not sure. I don't think it's somebody on a hot lap, so we'll stick with Racer. So he comes round. Got his Red Bull teammate following him, maybe hoping for a tow down the straight. So JD Racer heads to the line, and it's a 30.3. Improves up to P3. Who we got coming now? This is Baz. He's on an outlap, so he's just crossing. Start his lap. Oh, I can't find the next ones. Where are they? It's the Haas of Tomo. He's just starting a lap. I would get the people that are starting laps. Elder, no improvement this time round. That'll be the end of qualifying for him. More cars heading round. There's a McLaren there. Tesco, he's invalidated. Who's this? Ghost Rider. So this was the lap he was using energy on. Heads round the final corner. And improves to a 31.6, which puts him P5. Just go down to these guys at the bottom. Tomo. How he's still in the pits, I'm not entirely sure. He didn't come out again. Checo. They know that Hammy isn't back out on track, then he just needs to they can dawdle around basically Tomo and Checo just to get a lap on the board. Let's see them safely through. So we're on with Checo. Tomo's not far behind us on the track. Try and quickly switch to him. After Checo through the final corner, and it's a 31-2 as Tomo heads out the final corner on a 32-0. They will both safely be through. We'll lose Hammy in Q1, so the other 15 drivers all through. So we saw Hammy lose his wing. Turned around, not sure why he didn't come out again. Timed it wrong, Elder. Well, you're safely through, mate, so it doesn't, no issues there. Oh, glad I didn't see Glads go fastest again, but there we have it. God, it doesn't mean anything. If the track continues just to dry out all the time, it's going to be people continuously swapping positions all the time. So, in a way, we are through to Q2 with 15 drivers on track for Q2, which is what we want. It's going to be an interesting qualifying too. Right then, into Q2, rain still coming down. What tyres are we seeing? Look like intermediates to me. Again, Matex is first out on track. Oh, apparently Hammy did come back on track. I missed that. I thought he just stayed in. He apparently did come back out. So, there we go. So yeah, intermediate tyres through the whole field as it stands right now. So, Matex, again, will be first over the line. It looks like his teammate is second out as well. So I think, yeah, Matex and Piccoloco quick out this time. It's always a good idea to get out quick in the rain, because although going by Q1, it looked like the track was going to be continuously drying up. It starts raining heavier, it could start going the other way. So, always a good idea to get a couple of laps in early doors. Generally, you will see an improvement still as we go through the session, as long as it doesn't start raining harder. It's one of those things. It's obviously while they've been sat in the pits between Q1 and Q2, the rain's just been coming down on an empty track. So you've got to move all that water again. As the Ferrari gets well out of the way. That Ferrari was Checo, gets himself well out of the way for 2 Williams drivers. So Matex heading round. It's looked like a pretty steady, decent lap. No issues. Sit steady. Out of the final corner then, what sort of target can Matex lay down? It looks like it's quicker than Q1, so 27.5. So this track is definitely improving. Piccolo goes to 27 flat. We're still about 10 seconds off of, well, no, probably 9 seconds off of dry slip times, I think. It's off the top of my head, mind. But, Ghost Rider 29.8, Zeus comes across 27.7, Bob Dylan 28.3. We've got an Aston Martin heading for the line. Oh, that was Darla Notes, and he was on an outlap, I believe. So the Alfa Romeo then of Elder heads to the line. It's a 27.7. Red Bull next. If I can get to them. Oh, I did, and then jumped off them. Oh, it was JD Racer on an outlap in 08. Who's this? This is Baz. Oh, he's invalidated out the final corner. So let's go. Glads is on an outlap. So I think it's the... Well, I'm not... No, it's not. Who is it? Can't work out who that... Oh, it's back to Piccoloco again. Well, he was 9,000ths of a second down in the second sector. He's out of energy. I think he's probably going to come into the pits. Keep an eye on him just in case. Cyan Vertex just left the session, whoever that is. Ghost Rider currently on his PB of a 29.8. Heads around the final corner then, looks like he's going to improve. Here he comes, it's a 28.3, so 1.5 second improvement for Ghost Rider, much better. And that would make it a lot more difficult for others to beat him. Who's that? Matex has invalidated. There's a Red Bull. Here we are, this is Racer. Okay, so JD heads to the line then. What can he do on first attempt? It's a 26.9, goes fastest. And Alfa Romeo, I think that was Elder across the line. Don't know what his time was though. This is Baz, he's validated. Red Bull. It's a 26.4, fastest of the session so far. And as these times keep coming down, it's certainly heading towards a likelihood of a dry track in Q3. Whether we'll see it as early as the end of Q2, I don't know. I think that might be a bit optimistic. Both Ferraris down on their PBs on this lap, so let's head to... Oh, Tesco's on an outlap. Let's go to... Must be Elder then. He's a bit down in the first sector. Let's just watch him... Oh no, he's backed out of that completely, hasn't he? So... A Red Bull through. What was that Red Bull then? That was JD Racer, but he's well down. I think there's an Aston behind him. So this is Darlanot. Darlanotja. There you are, that's what I say. Darlanotja. Don't blame me. I have no idea. You've got to bear in mind, when you come into the league, guys, you've got to bear in mind you're commentators from Bristol in the southwest. You've got to tell them how to say things. P4 for Darlanotja. Oh, they're into the pits. We've got a Merc coming round. They're into the pits. This is a Red Bull. So this is Glads. He's into the pits. We've got a Haas out on track. They're on an outlap. I think if we go to Darlanotja then and just see if he's improving through sector 1. Good times. Yeah, no, I don't think it's going to be an improvement. No. 8 seconds off of his PB. Through there, so clearly not on a hot lap. Who's this? Bob Dylan, he's on night lap. Okay, so Tommy's going to be next to cross the line and start an actual lap. So we've also got Sky Tonton and Bob Dylan on out laps as well. Bob currently sat in P8 on a 28.3. I would imagine these guys are fueled to go through to the end of Quali 2 now on these tyres, but find out. Tomo down into the first corner, the second corner. Certainly able to use that curb on the second corner a lot more in 22 than you could in 21. Trust it a lot more. I still don't know if I would trust it for, what is it, 33 laps around Spain. Seems a bit much, but certainly for qualifying you can attack that second curb on turn 2. So Tomo heading into the quick right-hander that leads up to the end of sector 2. Goes so purple in sector 1 and 2. I don't know how true that is, but as I say, the graphic on the map isn't normally accurate on that when they haven't got a time on the board already. Hopefully that's something that Codis will patch, but it's not exactly top of the list, is it? So out of the final corner then. Looks like it's going to be a reasonable time. 27.3, so it goes P5. Let's get to Bob. Oh, it's not Bob coming to the line. Sky Tonton then, I think, is further around. He's coming down into the chicane. Back to the final corner. Again, this looks like it's going to be reasonable. 28, I would say. 28.8, so puts in P12. He will need faster to get through, but at least he's got a time on the board. That's the McLaren of Tesco just starting a hot lap. Ferrari starting a hot lap as well. I think. Oh, Matex is round on his out lap. I'm so glad I caught that. I think he's lost his front wing as well. Again, he should have enough time to get into the pits, but he'd still be a bit annoyed because he would have liked to do a cool sort of out lap first and get the tyres heated up. Just about noticed Tomo coming through in time there by the looks of it. So Piccoloco goes fastest, 25.7, so the times keep tumbling. You've got to love these sessions. You genuinely have no idea who's going to be through and who's going to be out. Tomo into the pits. Who's this? This is Zeus. He's way down on his time. There's an Alfa Romeo just ahead. Is that Elder? It is Elder. He's improving. 1.5 temps up through sector 2. See him up to P6. In the end, improves by half a second, so he goes up to P5. We've lost Zeus out. The God of Gods has lost it at the final corner. As you can see, oh, be a bit careful, guys, if you're coming around the final corner. His car is halfway across the track, so just be a bit careful. Who's this? This is Bob Dylan. Bob would have seen that car literally disappear in front of him. 3/4 and second improvement from Bob, goes P5. His teammate Baz heads to the line. P6, so Mercedes 5 and 6. McLaren coming round. Who's this? This is an outlap actually from Mike Dole. So he's left it late for coming out. Pick a loco. I think probably safe. I don't think he needs to complete any more laps, but nothing wrong with putting a bit of practice in if Q3 is going to be the same sort of weather. So massively down clearly. Red Bulls are both on out laps. Elder is that. He's 4.5 seconds down. There's an Alpha Tauri just behind that of Sky Tonton, who's 6.5 temps up. So that's a low 28. We'll put him ahead of Checo. Doesn't look like. Oh, I was going to say doesn't look like he's coming out again, but actually, yes, he's heading down the pit lane. as I speak. So Sky Tonton, did he find any more time? It's 27.7. He did indeed find another half a second. Goes P13. Mike Dole then doesn't have a time on the board yet. See where he goes. Oh yeah, you've pitted, haven't you? On the pass, so as you retire from the session. So Mike Dole's coming across the line. 27.2. So he doesn't go ahead of you, Mike. He's P14. Obviously you get another chance, but not much energy. Let's use that in. Tesco improved up to P4 there. Piccoloco's heading for the line, no improvement for him. Williams on its way round, so the outlap from Matex. Who was that? Tomo. I get that, he's just coming out of the pits and he's retired. I'm not sure why he's done that. I can't move to him, guys, but that's a bit of an odd one. Checo's on an outlap, so I think that was his Ferrari teammate. Ghost Rider, mighty close on his time, 16 thousandths of a second down. You would basically need to find just over half a tenth to move ahead of Elder. It's an eager wait, I think, for Elder to find if he's going to be in the pole position shootout or not. So 3 tenths improvement puts Ghost Rider up to P7. Matex is improving, but he's a lot earlier in the lap. Tonton invalidates and is into the pits, so he's heading out. Mike Dole. There is someone else heading for the line. That was Baz. He's gone up to P3 on a 26.7, so a nice lap from Baz. Mike Dole heading for the line then. It's a 26.5. That moves him up to P4. That puts Elder on the precipice in P10. Matex is finding loads of time. Looks like Matex is going to find his way into the top 10 as long as he doesn't invalidate out of the final corner. Which he doesn't. And crosses on a 26.6, which puts him P5. Checo. So Checo has invalidated, so he won't be knocking his teammate out. If he'd have got through, he'd have knocked Ghost Rider out. So there we have it. JD Racer just improved up to P3. So ultimately, that is the end of Q2. Ghost Rider not improving himself either, so but will be through into Q3 for the pole position shootout. So well done to the top 10. Unlucky Elder, just the one place. Matex, you can blame Matex, it was his fault. Oh, they enabled. I didn't see the message come up to say DRS enabled. I didn't realise that. Yeah, that'll do it. So maybe Q3 on slicks then. I will tell you in 22, just because DRS is enabled doesn't mean it's ready for dry tyres yet. As I found out to my consequence in the race recently. I was still miles off the guys that were on intermediates, so... But maybe we're in for a dry Q3. We'll see. Just waiting for Ghost Rider just to be fully pushed in to the pit lane. Yeah, it's all Matex's fault. Matex, I know you're listening. You're just not find the pass out. Very mean. Here comes the laughy faces again. Right, just while we're waiting for them to be pushed in, I'm going to go and grab myself a coffee a second. Congratulations to the top 3. We lose Elder, Tomo, Zeus, Tonton, and Chaco. Through our Ghost Rider, Bob Dylan, Tesco, Baz, Matex, Mike Dole, Dylan Noche, or however you say that, JD Racer, Piccoloco, and TTV Glads. So, well done to those guys, and I'll see you in Q3 in just a second. Okay, back with you guys. Sorry, my controller turned off. I caught it in my foot as I walked off to get my coffee and it fell off the sofa. So, don't matter. Right, let's get our details up then. There is a car heading out to pits and I'm pretty sure it's Matex again. Tyres, they're on soft tyres. So we've got a dry Q3. Let's go to Matex, I'm sure that's him. It is indeed. Does like to be out first. I think he just likes the telly time. It's a telly time for Williams that he's doing to get him a bit more cash, like, you know. That's what it used to be like in the old days. Can you remember when the lower drivers used to get out and they'd sit at the end of the pit lane and hope to be first? To like the Menards and stuff like that, if you're old enough to remember those days. Like I am. So the Menards and the Tyrrells and the... Oh goodness me, the Ligiers. Remember Ligier? I bet there's people in this race that wouldn't even have a clue who Ligier is. So Matex is going to be first to test the track out. It does look a bit dark on the track, like I said, got a little bit of dampness to it, but I don't know, that bit doesn't though, that looks okay. So, maybe not. I don't know, we'll probably get an idea of that when they start setting times. Pole position time around Spain, prediction. I'd say in the 117s, 16s could be possible, I don't know. Even though I already have done Spain myself this season, I can't actually remember. My memory's gone on that one. So Matex through the first sequence of corners, turns 1, 2 and 3. Oh, he spun it! God, that was a violent spin. Ends up facing the right way. Did a good old pirouette for the viewers. Let's move then. Who's the next one? He's just gone past him. Pick a Loco, his teammate, so see what his teammate can do. I bet he can't spin like that. What Matex did, that was some spin. I don't think I've ever seen a car snap quite like. Oh, he's going for it! He's having one! No, sorry, mate. Matex got 10 out of 10s all across the board for his lap, for his spin. That was no more than a 6. So anyway, we move to Bob Dylan. Is now going to be first across the line, but he's invalidated. So there's a McLaren next. Is that Tesco? It is. So Tesco, at least momentarily, if we can keep this lap together, will be on provisional pole. Oh, but he's going to spin as well. I'm putting a curse on everyone here. The other McLaren is on an outlap, so it's not him. Let's pick a Loco spun. I think it's another Mercedes. It's going to put pressure on these boys for later in the qualifying. I think they can still get 2 runs in. That's the only thing. If they can get straight into the pits, they should be able to get 2 runs in still. Matex crossed the line to get the time on the board, look, and provisional pole on a 146. They're going slower in the dry than they did in the wet. As Loco does a 54.7, but Baz is going to smash that up, and it's 18.9. Goes provisional pole for the moment. I do honestly think you'll see quicker than that for a pole position, but looks like it's good just to get it on the board at the moment. Glad's heading through the final corner. Mr. Consistent. 17.5 puts him in provisional pole. Bob's on his second attempt and is heading around quite happily this time. I think that was where he spun, so he'd be glad not to do it again. Adds a little moment into the chicane note. It's out of the final corner. I think he's heading for a 119. Yeah, it's 19.7, puts in P3 for the moment. The thing is, those times, Baz and Bob Dylan, P2 and P3 at the moment, not the quickest times in the world, but they could find themselves, I don't know what Bob's doing there, had a bit of fun. So, they're not the 2 Mercs, Bob's in an Alpine. My apologies, Bob, I've been saying that you're in a Merc all day. My fault, my eyes. Ferraris are terrible, I tell you. These guys going again. Glads isn't. He takes us off track again. Let's go in now. So I think if we go down to JD Racer, I think he's the only one on a hot lap right now. He just started, so heads into turn 1. Does he attack the curb? No, stays well away the turn 2 curb. I found you could gain a couple of attempts going over that curb yourself, but maybe that's just me. Turn 4 throws it in there. Accelerates out into the hairpin. Multiple ways to take this corner. You can hug the inside of the curb. There's no sort of right way. You can hug the inside of the curb. You can actually do it as more of a sort of slingshot attempt as well. But, whichever way you choose tends to be about the same. Heads down to the end of sector 2 and completes that sector 52.346. New part of the track said in Q1, much better I think now. Spain with that part of the track slightly different. Still a little bit of an issue with traction. If you do try and floor it out of there, you're going to lose it. So you have still got to be a bit careful. Racer heads for the line then. It's 1:18.671, puts in P2, so that's Red Bull 1-2. Who put Glads and JD Racer and a Red Bull together? That was a bit harsh. Darlenotier. Probably saying that so wrong. Darlenotier is heading down to the end of. It's quicker than Racer was. Head through the final corner for the line, and it's a 1:18.6. It does put him to P2, just ahead of Racer. Let's go. How are these guys actually on maps? So, no. So I think Tesco is going to be on next one. Oh, Tesco! It's the curve we saw Darlenotier riding that I said would have lost him a lot of time. And that's right, because Darlenotier would have had to come off the power to avoid that happening. So, unfortunately, Tesco didn't come off enough. Found himself round. But at least he's got time to go again. Strider. Not on a strong lap at all, but it's because of others having trouble setting times. If he's not going to cross the line, he's lost his front wing. So, yeah, completely understandable. Still has time to go in for a new, fresh set of boots. So, who's furthest round? Piccoloco is. So, let's see then. Oh, he's not taking that corner properly. So he had an issue. He's backed out. He's going to save energy and go again. So teammate May Tex is also backed out. So both Williams backing out. He's still not got a proper time on the board. They're going to have one more attempt. These guys in the pits need to start thinking about pressing that button. They've got probably about another 20 seconds before it is literally they've got to press the button if they want to get out. One of the McLarens, his Tesco's on his way. Struggling to see who's... Right, so this is Baz. He's just come through the first set, so just over a 10th down. I would argue there's probably a lot more time to be gained in sector 2 and 3 than in sector 1, so... He wouldn't have given up just yet, I'm sure. Just deflates you a little bit when you're over a 10th down in the first sector, but certainly by no means the end of the lap. And, once the end of sector 2 now, he's way down, he's backed off. Okay, he's got the time to be able to go again, so still 2 minutes yet, with plenty of time. Lads has improved through sector 1. It's the Ferrari out, the Ferrari does well there. Must have been Ghost Rider, his last Ferrari, but he did well there because that's where the track crosses over and he could quickly pick that the left-hand side was the right place to move to. Got out of the way of Glads. That just shows fantastic awareness from Ghost Rider. Glads heads down to the end of sector 2, 51.4, sees him a tenth and a half up. He's already got pole position by over a second as it stands right now. We are missing some guys today, mind that would normally be challenging that. Piccoloco stuck the Williams in 2P2 with a 118 flat. Glads crosses the line, improves by quarter of a second, then 117.3. Cements that pole position as it stands right now. JD Racer, one of the guys that could challenge that. Anybody else? Spaz is on a slight improvement this time. Yeah, 3.5 temps up. To try and get ahead of... Well, really, he's looking to try and get ahead of Dalanoche, I would have said. So around the final corner comes Baz. It's a line and improves by almost a tenth. Stays P6. Bob Dylan also improving. He's a bit early on in the lap. Let's go to Tesco. Not got time on the board yet. Can get this lap done. There's a car right behind us. It's a Red Bull. I just wonder if that's JD Racer and it's going to possibly on his time. Tesco gets a lap on the board. It was JD Racer, so he's done an 18.2. Wasn't able to compete like he wanted to, but no blame on Tesco. He was on a hot lap. He's Bob Dylan round. That's a big one. Luckily for drivers coming round, he's just across the line. Oh no, that's the DRS line, not the start-finish line. So that's to avoid him. Ghost Rider into the pits. Mike Dole not getting a lap on the board. Is anybody improving? No, it doesn't look like it. Matex got the Williams up to P4, so there we got Red Bull 1 and 3, Williams 2 and 4, Aston Martin 5, Mercedes 6, McLaren 7 and 10, Alpine 8, and Ferrari 9. To head into the race. Check Matex, definitely not improving. So, yeah, that will be the end of qualifying. So, congratulations to TTV Glads on another pole position. Hey, darling, how do I say your name? It's a bit hard to tell me in text, I know, because you just spell your name again. I've been saying Dalanoche. Is that right? I'm from Bristol. I can't speak foreign. So that's the end of qualifying then. So congratulations to Glads on another pole position. You'll be wanting to take advantage today. There's a couple of championship rivals missing, namely Winter Place being a huge one. It's Shamrock as well. Shame they're not here, but it's a great chance for Glads to take advantage, and he's done what he can in qualifying, taking pole position by 3/4 of a second over Piccoloco. JD Racer P3, Matex 4, Dalanoche P5, Baz 6, Tesco 7, Bob Dylan in an 8th, Ghost Rider 9th, and Mike Dole in P10. So, it's the end of qualifying, guys. We'll be heading to the 50% race next. As always, the drivers take a 5-minute break. So if any of the drivers are listening, please do not ready up. Okay, there'll be a 5-minute break before we start. So, see you in a bit. Okay guys, I just realised that someone hit the button straight away. You'll enjoy it, final pass. This is one of our best quality on this track. Well done, Noche. Looks like everybody's got away. I'm just going to go into the Discord and see if anything's been said. So, predicted strategy would be a one-stop really, unless safety cars sort of mess with it, but that's the most likely scenario. There's nothing going into the Discord about a restart, so you may find me nipping off to the loo at some point during the race because I didn't have time to even get out of my seat, so... Right, let's just do a double check on the tyres. I am positive it's all wet tyres, because it is chucking it down. There we go, full wets for everyone. Enable those details. Hammy's still eating his dinner, he said. That was 4 minutes ago. Can't imagine that's changed too quick. So, really no restart. Find the pass aiming for top 10. I think you've got a great shot at top 10, mate. You're only starting P11, and it's going to be interesting here. I wonder if everybody's got their proper setups on. I thought so. Lots of people disqualified. 2 disqualified anyway, and then I think 5 more didn't correctly sit in the box. In a way, the lights are coming on. Let's just change the picture. Oh, I can't change the picture. Let's go on board with JD Racer. He's got off the line well. He's going to get ahead of Pick a Loco. Matex has flown off the line though. He's up to P2. Trying to get side by side with Glads into turn 1. Now I can get a better picture. He's not quite able to get side by side really. So Glads comes out of turn 1 and 2 in the lead. Matex P2. Pick a Loco in the end has dropped down to P8. Elder up to P9. He's already into the top 10. Mike Darwin of McLaren's just moved ahead of Baz into P4. Where Baz looks like he might be coming back. No, settles in behind. Position changes going through the field. He's up 4 places as well. Can start from him. Let's just go to the position changes. There's always someone that's flown up the grid. Piccoloco drops another one. So, yeah, up 6. But Mike Dahl is the man that's flown up 6 places from P10 to P4. Outstanding start from the McLaren man. He's putting some pressure on Matex as well. Looks like he's not done with this improvement. Wants to gain more. Really Glad's putting out a nice little lead. JD Racer though in the Red Bull has gotten ahead of Matex, so we have Red Bull 1-2. Let's just go to Pick a Loco. He's on the back of Elder. He's climbed up 4 places so far. Looks like he's gotten ahead on the straight. Can't see it because give me a blooming picture. Yeah, so Pick a Loco looks like he's held that position. So nicely done from him. Hammy now at 5 places as well, so a good start from him. Set to 1 yellow. That looks like Sky Tonton is round at turn 2. He is indeed, but gets going again. Hopefully, yeah, It looks like the front wing's all intact, so hopefully there's no other damage and he can just continue on with his race. A long, long way to go, anything can happen. And it usually does, as Mario Walker used to say. Elder then, back ahead of Piccoloco. I wonder if that's a sign that Elder's maybe running a higher downforce, so he's finding himself faster in corners, but struggling to keep Piccoloco behind on the straights, maybe. Just keeping an eye on battles. Elder actually on the back of the Ferrari Ghost Rider is our closest battle. That too, so there's plenty of close battles going on. It's hard to pick one. Let's see. I think generally people's strategies are gonna be glad sets fast as that, but then JD Racer nicks it straight back off him. So it's just gone forward with Piccoloco. But he's not using energy. He's definitely gaining. So yeah, I do think he is running a lower downforce as Piccoloco. Ghost Rider struggling out of turn 2. Elder goes to the outside. He takes the off the track slightly. And look at Piccoloco. Oh! Elder spun it right. Oh, he's out as well. Didn't think we were going to lose him with that spin. But spun round and Piccoloco was on the inside making a move. So they were free of breadth there, and when he spun round, Piccoloco hit into his front wing, as Zeus retires as well. Zeus has lost it round here in the hairpin. Quite sure he's managed to get out into the barrier over there, but we've lost Zeus and Elder. Unlucky final pass. Yeah, it was just as you spun round, there was Piccoloco had made the move on the inside as well, and so you spun and he hit your front wing as you spun, which sort of flicked you back round and out to the side of the track. But I'm not sure that Ghost actually had any contacts involved in that at all. But I'm not sure. I really can't be sure. But it was all caught on stream as best I could with the view that it gives me. This allows Sky and Hammy to catch back up. Not sure what happened to Hammy, where he's fallen back down again. But, let's see. I think it's too early in the race to get your pit stop out of the way. I don't think for a second that there'll be anybody not pitting during this race. I don't think the Wets can even get close to finishing that stop, so Bob Dylan switched to inters. That looks brave, because it looks like it's chucking down to me. Let's just ride with him. Let's ride on board with him while he's getting him up to temperature. And through turn 3 and 4th can't be very nice in any conditions, let alone wet ones like this. He doesn't spin when he touches that curb though, which is oversteer. I do think it's maybe a bit optimistic from Bob. It doesn't look like he's like struggling massively, does it? So maybe the track not that far off, but it just looks like it's still raining too heavily for it to be switching to intermediates yet. But and you can see the standing water on the track. That's usually not there in intermediate conditions, so it's worth a try. But gonna have another lap under safety car. Honey is just coming up to a new section of the track. Is Bob gonna stick with this? It looks like he is. clearly knows that the track is going to dry out. There was the suggestion from Checo in chat that it is a drying track throughout the race, so we could see slicks by the end. So right now on lap 5 under safety car, it does look very, very wet. So as we are then, the two Red Bulls leading the way on a 1-2, Maytex and Williams right up behind them in P3. Mike Dole with that fantastic start is up to P4, Baz P5, Picoloco 6. So he's recovered a little bit. Ghost Rider 7, Dylan Noche P8, Tomo 9, Checo 10. And then outside the top 10 we've got Tesco, Tonton, Bob Dylan and Hammy. Hammy and Bob Dylan have made a stop though. So it's interesting to see. To say, I mean, my suggestion would be that as Bob's switched to Inters, the track is definitely going to dry up. I think if Hammy gets onto the back pretty quick here, it should come in the safety car. Yep, there we go. Safety car in this lap. So let's go to, I think, Maytex. Let's see what happens ahead of him. Here we go then. Off goes Glads. Oh, the McLaren! Oh, that's Mike Dole! We started so well, he's lost it on the final corner. Coming out of safety car. There won't be another safety car, or there shouldn't be. As we see Hammy making a move on Bob Dylan. And I think that is because Bob's just gone a bit early onto the intermediates. But if the track was to dry to intermediate weather pretty quickly... Oh, Hammy over then. It was a bit hard for Bob Dylan, that was. Yeah, depends how quickly it dries. To stay within pit stop range, you could fly up through the order when they all had to stop for inters. It's a big gamble from Bob Dylan, but it could yet pay off. We don't know. As Hammy makes his way past Tonton as well and is now into P10. A shame for Mike Dole. Tyres would have been cold, maybe just a bit excited on the restart. As Picoloco then. The Williams swap positions. Maytex allows Picoloco through and says to him, right, you see if you can keep up with these Red Bulls. I'll defend your rear. Keeping an eye on Bob Dylan's times at the moment, and like the gap between him as Ghost Rider makes a move on Dylan Noche. Oh, and Hammy! We've lost Hammy. Oh, there's a crash. Is that Checo? It is Hammy and Checo. To the final corner. Another crash. I'm not going to see a safety car for that, I'll be amazed. Hammy's car has come to a full stop on the pit entrance. It's... well, Tesco's pitting, and he's picked up 5 seconds speeding into the pit lane. Maybe he was reacting to the thought that it might be a safety car, but it hasn't. Oh, he didn't have a front wing in a way, so needed a new one. It's a shame to lose Hammy in his first WRL race. Oh, you got spun by Ghost on the pass, okay. Okay, find the pass. See you later, man. Unlucky. So, at the moment, Picoloco is actually catching the back of the Red Bulls. So, Doesn't look like Red Bull's going to have it completely all their own way. So Bob Dylan's been promoted up because of that clash. But, Loco sets the fastest lap of the race, but he is at the moment still dropping time. What about from the leader? Let's just go to leader. At the moment he's 18.5 seconds off the leader, which is pretty close to what you need for a pit stop here. He really needs it to dry out in the next lap or two. Oh, we've lost another. We've lost Baz. Oh, he's lost it in turn 3. And this time that's going to be a full safety car. Now you might see people doing what Bob's done. So Bob might just finally did it a safety car too early. You might see others starting to do that. I'm not sure the track's ready yet. But with 2 or 3 laps under safety car, it could be there or thereabouts. It's quite clear the rain is... It's not completely off. There's still drops there, but it's very, very light rain now. So I'm expecting to see an exodus into the pits onto intermediate tyres. Let's see what Glads does. He'll obviously be first to get round there. Tesco has pitted ahead. Technically behind in last place. So he goes to the intermediate tyres. He will get out ahead of the 2 Red Bulls, so he's not going to end up a lap down. And he'll continue on his way to catch the pack. Glads stays out. Well, the 2 Red Bulls have stayed out. Loco stays out. Matex is in. Strider stays out. Dianoche stays out. Tomo stays out. At the moment, Matex is the only one that's doing it now. Bob Dylan is going to get ahead of Matex. Is he? It's going to be close, actually. He might not. He might be adjudged to be back on track. I think Matex holds that place. Checo is into the pits in the Ferrari. Now, I think all of these guys are making the right decision. Oh, Checo's gone to a new set of wets. Why is he not coming out? What's going on? Checo. Okay, Checo went to wets, but for me, I think Matex, Bob Dylan, obviously Bob came in on the first one, but it's played out well for him in the end. I think Matex, Bob Dylan and Tesco have played a blinder here. I think they've done the absolute right thing. I think, guys, we need to make sure it's on friends only next week. I'm assuming this is on a completely open lobby because people keep joining. So, it looks a little bit heavier in that picture, but I think that's just the way the picture is. Just wonder if the guys at the front will do the same thing. Why is Tesco driving around just in front of the safety car? The safety car's just overtaken Tesco. What's he doing? He's just come back solid. He now finds himself a lap down. That's got to be one of the most odd things I've ever seen. He's just been overtaken by the safety car. It's almost like he wanted to be a lap down. Well, answers on a postcard on that one. That is one of the most odd things I've ever seen. Tomo has switched to the inters now as well. He sees that even if they're not the fastest car straight away, it ain't going to take that long until they become the fastest. So, still for me, I think these guys on intermediates have made the right choice at the right time. The only question for those guys on intermediates is, can they make it to the end if the weathers stay intermediate all the way through? It's the only thing for me. But from what Checo said earlier on in the chat, you should probably be expecting slick tyres before the end of the race. It literally follows the same path as my league race at Spain. We started wet, went to winters, and then finally dries at the end. I'd say it's one of the most difficult races I've ever been involved in. Racing from the drivers was outstanding. It's just the change in the conditions constantly just made it so difficult. Excuse me. Right, Glads has given in. He's pitted. Oh, he's done it so late though. He's going to lose. He's going to drop down behind Bob Dylan for definite. I think he'll get it. I think he'll sneak out ahead of Checo. In fact, Tesco was retired out of the race in the pits, having found himself a lap down. That was genuinely one of the strangest things I've ever seen as a car end up being lapped, or end up a lap down, getting overtaken by the safety car. So there we see it. There were some other pitters, so Glads comes out in P6, Bob Dylan's now up to 5th, Matex 4th, Tomo 3rd. The front two will now be thinking to themselves, oh, damn, should we have come in for intermediate tyres? Because they can now see that that's what other drivers have done. We'll see if it's the right thing. Sure, the safety car is going to come in next lap, so that'll be lap 12. That will mean 20 laps remaining. 22 laps remaining. Might need to get onto WRL to let them know I may be running a little bit late for the comms at 8 o'clock. Probably, as it stands right now, it's going to be quite tight, I imagine, but depends if we're safety car free or not for the rest, I would have thought. So there's the confirmation from race control, safety cars in this lap. We're going to find out pretty quickly if the wet tyres are still the best tyres. Just watch from the point of view of TSRC Tomo. They'll all be eager to find out, but I imagine Tomo's going to be sitting pretty happy in P3 here. It is still, you can still see bits of standing water, which does suggest that the track right this second is probably still in favour of the wet tyres, but it's got to be close. As we get going again then. The guys on the wets did seem to find a bit more traction, which they of course would have reacted first, so it could have just been that. Let's go a bit further down. Looks like we've got some moves going on. Checo and Glads. Glads gets past Checo into turn 1. That's the first instance of an intermediates driver overtaking a wet top driver. Obviously Glads has shown immense pace all day, so got that aspect to it as well. Holds on there. Checo did move to the inside. Oh, lose the session. Unlucky Mike. So, at the moment, the guys at the front on the wets are extending the lead out, but it's not a significant one yet. 3.7 seconds now to Tomo. He's continuously losing time, but that gap would need to stretch to like, I think it's 19 seconds pit stop. But to get out safely, I think you need more like 21, because you've still got to heat those tyres up. So that is a huge gap they got to pull out, while surely this track is drying with every lap. So let me just take it, get back to the intervals on the gap a second, so I can see what's going on. Bob Dylan. There's a little battle going on here. Matex, Bob Dylan, TTV Glads Three cars very, very close to each other. Glads has a little look at the inside of Bob Dylan, but nowhere near close enough this lap. Obviously, Bob came in on the first safety car for these Inters, so his Inters are 5 laps older, although the majority of those laps were done under safety car, so they're not going to have a huge amount of extra wear compared to the newer ones. Look how close Bob Dylan's car was into the back of Matex there. Really on the gearbox, and he does look like Bob's older tyres just seem a bit happier at the moment. Bob does really well there, takes that position, he's up to P4. No penalties as of yet, which is very impressive. Matex takes advantage, Glads takes advantage of a maybe slightly slower Matex through the right-hander. We'll have the inside here through the newer section of the track, and that move's completed nicely. It looks like Matex may come under attack. I've got a feeling Matex has got a dry setup on. Either that, or he's running a low downforce, which is obviously going to make him slower through the corners in sets 2 and 3. Loco gets past Checo now. So Checo's dropping down. Ghost Rider in P2. Now Tomo is right on the back of Ghost Rider. So I don't know whether, because Ghost Rider's suddenly fallen 5.2 seconds off the back of JD. So I don't know whether that was a little spin maybe that Ghost Rider's had. We'll soon see if he stretches the gap again. Oh, he's... Wow. Okay, he was sliding around that corner, and Tomo's now taken that. This is a pretty good sign, guys, that the wets are starting to give up, and that all these guys on intermediates have made incredible choices. Glads has gotten past Bob Dylan, by the way. They're still very close. Yeah, look, Tomo's now 1.3 ahead of Ghost Rider, and he's closing the gap on JD. The switch has happened. The intermediates are faster. And this is where it'd be head in hands for JD Racer and Ghost Rider, because they know they're going to fall to the back. And they have to pit as Glads. He's going around the outside of Ghost Rider. That's how much more grip he's got at the moment. Ghost Rider does fight him off, but I think that's just a stay of execution, in all honesty. It's hard to fight it. His tyres may not be as good, but no reason at all why you should give up. As JD Racer gives in and comes into the pits from the lead. So Tomo takes the lead of the Spanish Grand Prix. He's got a 3-second lead over Glads at the moment. We know Glads' pace. He's going to be hunting him down. As there's a confirmation. Glads holds P2 just there. Ghost Rider in P3. As you can see, JD Racer down at the back now. We've got a yellow in sector 1. Is that Piccoloco? It is. Piccoloco's been rang, drops to P9. So JD Racer has come out. He's 4.7 now behind Piccoloco, but Piccoloco just had that spin. He's not out of this at all, JD Racer. He's close enough that he can still fight back through the field, but yeah. He gave up on the wets. Ghost Rider's persevering at the moment, but all he's really doing is allowing Glads and Tomo to build a gap to the guys behind. Matex looks to the inside, is able to brake much later than Ghost Rider, and takes P3. Surely Ghost Rider's just going to have to admit defeat on this and pit for Inters. He's just going to get picked off one at a time. Yeah, I think he is, you know. I think he's heading into the pits. He does indeed. So, the strategy pays off. Dylan will be a little annoyed he did it a safety car too early, but still, it's still paid off. He's up to P4 now. So he wasn't to know that another safety car was going to come out, was he? So But I think it has taken long enough that if that safety car hadn't come out, I think he'd have fallen well down. So it was a gamble, and in the end it's paid off. So Ghost Rider out the pits then. You can see by the track map he's some way behind JD. 12, that extra lap look has cost him so much time. He went anything like 13 seconds behind JD when JD pitted. So Glads has already got the time down to Tomo to 1.5 seconds. I know what it's like to be in Tomo's position here when you know there's a very fast guy bearing down on you. You're thinking, what can I do? Do I try and stop him from catching me and start using my energy? Do I keep my energy for when he does catch me? It's difficult. But at the moment, Tomo may have Glads catching him, but he's actually keeping the gap to Matex pretty stable. So it may be difficult for Tomo to hold on to the lead, but it does look like he's got the pace at the moment to hold on to P2. Oh, we've got 3 pitters. Checo's in. We've got full course yellows. Is that a full safety car? I think it is. Yeah, the safety car's appeared in the pits. So out comes our 3rd safety car. I have absolutely no idea what it's for. Ghost Rider's round. I'm guessing as Dalla Noche and Checo have pitted and Piccoloco that something has maybe happened between those 3. Well, surely nobody's going to think to themselves, oh, maybe I should stick slicks on now. Surely it's too wet for that. It's got to be, hasn't it? It's still raining, so it's not going to... It may well dry out before the end, but it's not going to do it quickly, is it? So I think it would be a bit too early yet. So what it does mean is that Glads has been neutralised and has to stay P2 behind the safety car. It's going to bring others up to catch as Baz leaves the session. So neutralise all the gaps again. I think Bob Dylan probably has to make a choice. Does he think it's going to stay wet to the end? If he does, probably needs to take on a new set of inters. If he doesn't, then he probably stays out and stays P4. Don't know. You probably wouldn't mind his position too much at the moment. P4 behind Matex, but in front of Sky Tonton. Maybe. It's hard to know, because he could take a new set of tyres now, and I think he'd still get out ahead of Checo in P7. So yeah, in comes Bob Dylan. I think this is clever from Bob. I think he's got to cover this off, and the fact that he'd only lose a couple of places, I think this is clever. I'm sure he is switching to new inters. I'm sure this isn't an early move to slicks. Yeah, so fresh set of inters goes on. So Checo's still coming through the chicane, so Bob will comfortably be out in P6. So that, for me, was the absolute right move from Bob. So if Bob watches this back at a later point, well done, mate. That was a great decision. I think having that option that if it stays damp enough for intermediates throughout the whole race that you can get to the end now is much more important. As Dalla Noche and what's happening here? They're swapping positions on track. I don't know what's happened there, but they definitely swap positions on track. There was something going on between Ghost Rider, Piccoloco and Dalla Noche. Whether Dalla Noche had a moment and they overtook him like that and then he went to gain it back or not, I don't know. Didn't see it, so I can't make a comment really. I think we'll still be doing another lap under safety car. So lap 19 under safety car. At the end of lap 19, so lap 20 we go again, means 14 laps remaining. I think I will just let my other league know that I may just be running a little bit late, hopefully not too much. So, what's happening then? Right then, so everybody's still penalty free, by the way, so shout out to everyone on that. It's still going. I think there was a penalty earlier on. Somebody sped into the pit lane, didn't they? Or was it Tesco? Sped into the pit lane. But, other than that, I think everybody's been penalty free that I can think of. To have a little bit of a safety car race when it's these sort of conditions. There's no, can't really do much about that. It's just the way it is. It just makes it so much easier. It's not always actual incidents occurring. People make mistakes on their own in these conditions. So let's be honest, we're not professionals, are we? So we make mistakes in the dry as well, let alone the wet. So it's bound to happen. Lighter's decided not to work. So then, we're going to get going again. Safety car drives off. So, Tomo will lead from Glads at the restart. Not much between the tyres, just one lap. Matex currently running P3. Something's happened to Tonton. He spun it before the pit lane entrance. It's an interesting one. That must be just coming out of the chicane. That he's maybe put the power down on the curb. Top three having a little look at each other, but nobody looking to make any silly moves at this point. Glads would love to get this move on Tomo done as early as possible so that he can disappear and do what he does best, I think, and control the race from up front. Loco gets past Ghost Rider. Don't want to take my eyes off these three, running very, very close together at the front. So I don't know if it's me, but well, maybe it's just a camera shot, but it looks like the rain's a little bit harder than it was before, which I'd suggest we're not gonna be switching to slicks anytime soon, as Glads does get the move done. Now, before the safety car, Glads was rapidly catching Tomo, so I expect him to disappear a little bit. The gap between Tomo and Matex was very stable, so at the moment I think Matex is more concentrated on trying to defend from the second Red Bull than worrying about where he's going ahead of him. That is Bob Dylan and Checo. Checo getting up the inside of Bob Dylan and goes into P5, gets a better straight line speed. Tonton is into the pits, must have had damage from that spin out of the final corner, but does the right thing, just comes in, repairs the damage, gets a new set of inters, and off he goes, running the top 10 in a way. Picking Loco, it's ahead of Bob Dylan. So what wants to happen there to Bob for him to lose that place? We're on with Bob, I don't know what, we couldn't see him, the camera changed and he was round the corner. But, there we have it. That's already stretched the gap to over a second. So JD Racer's got past Matex, he's now piling the pressure on Tomo. It's clear that the Red Bull guys are quicker at the moment on track. Must admit, I don't know how WRL does its driver rules at the start of the season. We see a penalty come up, so Sonson's picked one up, Checo's now picked one up. As Glads now goes 29.8, fastest lap on the Inters. We are, well, we need I would say another couple of seconds needs to come off that before even thinking about slicks. If you remember in qualifying, the times were 26, 27. Moment, Tomo able to fend off JD Racer. I think JD's just setting himself up a little bit. See Tomo finding the need just to have a little very short blast out of the corner on the ERS, whereas JD not putting it on at all. He's going to run Tomo's energy down to get past him. It's going to take a long time. May just be a case that JD Racer's basically waiting for the mistake. It's Tomo. What I've seen of Tomo, I've not seen him race loads of times, but he does seem to be consistent. He doesn't seem to be one of the drivers that makes a lot of mistakes. So, see the Glads really built that lead quite nicely. 29.5, another fastest lap from Glads. JD Racer opens up the energy this time, but nowhere near, absolutely nowhere near. So, it does appear that Tomo has got rather fantastic straight line speed, which is going to make it very difficult for JD. Two Ferraris very close at the moment. I just wonder if Checo might maybe want to concede that place to his teammate. Yeah, I mean, Ghost Rider's coming under pressure now from Dolinoche, as JD Racer does make the move into the S as well. That was brave. That was very brave. Now, it does appear that Tomo's got a better straight line speed to me, so how close can he keep it through sector 3? Tomo would love to hold a podium if he can. Both got ahead of Ghost Rider. Switch places there for about milliseconds. Together as a team if you're going to do There's a fresh set of inters, so he's not making any move to slicks. Thompson looks like he's in trouble. Don't seem to be. He had a yellow flag there, but don't seem to be in any sort of trouble. Ghost Rider will get out ahead of him quite comfortably. And he'll continue on his way. So he may have a few words for Checo afterwards. So they'll work together. But I realise in fact still there and push me in the end. So this is Maytech still stuck behind Tom at the moment. Looks like Thomas doing a good job for Matex. JD's already 1.8 up the road. So WRL do their driver rules, but maybe something just to think of for the future. Well, I'll speak to Bob. I'm not sure how to do him. They might do him the same as me, so I'm not going to say anything on chat about it. Fastest lap, JD Racer 28.8. Track continues to develop and get faster and faster. So, it's so difficult to overtake in the rain, and it's, you know, I'm on Matex because this is our closest battle right now. Bob's pretty close to the back of Checo further down. So it's just the nature of how it is in the rain. I commentated earlier in the, well, not earlier in the week, but, well, Friday night, a 50% race at Monaco that was full wet all the way through, didn't dry up at all, with full qualifying. That was 2 hours and 20 minutes of my life. It was a great race, but there was one overtake in the whole race and I missed it, so, so I was looking at the wrong cars. So, you know, it's unfortunate. Just got to rely on a little bit of luck sometimes. Matex following Tomo down. Again. See, I think this is what's neutralising them. I got a feeling they're using very similar setups. So they're both pretty quick down the straight, but they're both losing the downforce in the corners. So I don't know how you can keep the. You must be running traction, I would think. So I had my foot down like that going around the corner in the wet, I would be all over it. I would be gone. It wouldn't be any staying on track with that. I don't use traction. In a way, let's get off that. Get off the onboard because it's a bit loud. Let's go to Bob Dylan then. It is right on the back of Checo somewhere. Oh, they're side by side. Bob Dylan's going to get this done. It's a cheeky place to overtake, but he's got it done. Oh, but look, Checo's coming back at him down the straight. Not close enough to make a move. So a fine overtake there from Bob Dylan. Moves the Alpine up into P7. Well done, Bob, on that one. Here's another fastest lap, 28.778. Still a way off Slicks yet, I think. It's not looking like it's quite going to get there, or if it does get there, it's going to be too late. Can be interesting though if it's getting there at like 2 or 3 laps from the end. Do you pit or do you stay out? It can be interesting. So let's just move back to Matex. It's closer than he has been so far. You can see that his teammate Piccoloco's catching the back of these two. So I think if Matex can't get this done, by the time Piccoloco's up on the back, we'll probably see him move out the way. Also, you'd much rather get it done. So I've been impressed with Piccoloco's pace tonight. He's looked good. It's only the second race I've seen in him. Yeah, looks like he's decent in the wet, does Piccoloco. As he crossed the line then, he's going forward. Now, see Tomo extending that out, and that's even with him, with Matex using a lot of energy there. And he's still, it's very difficult to catch him. You got to give it to Tomo. He's actually driving an outstanding race. He really is. Where did he come from on the grid? He's up 9 places. He's definitely on for driver of the day, in my opinion. Running in a podium position, up 9 places. He's penalty free. Made the choice to switch winters at the perfect time. That's why he's in a podium position. You could talk to me about the Red Bull guys all day, but for me, Tomo has driven the best race out there so far today. see then, JD Racer seeing if he can catch his teammate. He's not doing a bad job of it. A great fist of it. That's his Sky Tauntaun, I believe, around at turn 3, turn 2, one of them. But easily recovered, no clear obvious damage on the car, so you keep going and look to pick that point up for AlphaTauri. As JD Racer goes fastest again, 28.6, the two Red Bulls swapping fastest laps between them. Shows they're in the right place, so having a bit of fun together. I think we're probably past the idea now of it drying up. I think we're into us to the end. No, Piccoloco now within a second of Matex. Maybe does he give that position to his teammate, or does he keep fighting? Make that decision between them, but just admit, I'm someone that I don't like to be in a party when I'm driving, so I don't tend to be in a party with my teammates, but others do. I just find it very off-putting. So, yellow flag there was Ghost Rider. So, he's back on his way. Ferrari look like they're cruising around to a double point score now. On 3 teams on for double points: Red Bull, Williams, and Ferrari. Obviously, Tomo on for picking up brilliant points for Haas as well. Oh, for goodness sake. Oh. JD Racer just sort of inching into Glads' lead. Pretty cool to get him on the back of Glads for the last lap or two. It's just struggling a little bit now for a battle. It does look like Matex has fallen off the back of the Haas slightly. Whether that's an attempt to cool the tyres and then come back and have another go on the last couple of laps, I'm not sure. But he's also been saving his energy as Matex, so he's using a bit there. I think this may be the lap. I think he's going to go for it all out here. So he's gained a lot of time through the straight, down the straight. So I think this is going to be a lap where you're going to see him use a bit of energy and then pour the pressure on Tomo and try and get a move done on the straight on the next lap. At the moment, regardless of the two Williams for me, Piccologo's caught these two very quickly. But now he's actually caught them, he's not able to really properly get on the back of them. So for me at the moment, there's no reason at all why Matex would let Piccologo through. They've got to continue as they are. So just for Matex, I didn't go for what I thought he was going to do. But look, it's Tomo gradually using energy. He's down to 8%. Matex, well, 40%, so this could be telling in the last couple of laps. It could. If Matex was to get Tomo on the last lap, which is what I think he may be shaping up for, maybe a bit of heartbreak for Tomo. but they're both very well into the tyre life. The two Red Bulls, by the way, JD Racer has caught the back of Glads. They are going to have a couple of laps racing behind each other, but let's see what JD does, whether he just looks to hold position. And it's one thing that he's called in now, but trying to really get on a gearbox and have a chance to overtake is another thing. There is a tyre difference. There's 4 laps difference in the tyres, which can be significant. We've got the yellow flag for Ferrari there. Checo, I'm not entirely sure what that was for. He seems to still be moving down the straight. Let's look at this then. Just look back at it. Still Tomo holding on. Regards my driver of the day, though, I don't think it would change whether Tomo finished 3rd or 4th. I don't think it would make a difference. I think he's going to get awarded that in a way. So here's the moment. Here's Matex's moment. Let's ride on board with Matex. Tomo catches a bit of curb. He may have to have edged. He may have needed to edge off the power there. He's got enough energy to see him down the straight for me. Oh, this is gonna be tight. Let's go side by side. This was Matex. What Matex was saving the energy for. But look at the defence from Tomo. That's brilliant driving from the pair of them. Will Matex get another opportunity? The rest of the lap tends to be a bit easier to defend. The only opportunity now really for Matex would be on the straight after the quick right-hander. So here it is. He opens up the energy. Obviously, Tomo's going to have earned energy through the previous corners. And, oh, look at Matex having a little look. Tomo seems to come out and defend the outside. So Matex dove to the inside. They may need to have a little look at that, but I'm not too sure much was wrong. I think Tomo has just defended a bit like a lion there. And, I think he's going to hold on. My apologies to the 2 Red Bull boys. TTV Glads wins in Spain. 2nd place to JD Racer. Great job from Red Bull. But an outstanding job from the Haas of TSRC Tomo to take the final podium slot. Matex P4, Piccoloco 5. Dalianoche P6. Dylan just crossing the line now. Bob Dylan driven a fine race again today. P7. Dalianoche did well on his debut in WRL. Piccoloco's looks like he's at good pace. Just didn't work out today for him, but still got a nice handful of points in P5. Checo for Ferrari then takes P8. And the fellow Ferrari of Ghost Rider will take P9, so a double point score for Ferrari. He'll take 6 points away with them. Yeah, done nicely. You did really well, man. Well done. And Sky Tonton will be last across the line in P10, bringing points home for Alpha Tauri. So well done to him also. Congratulations to our podium boys. Congratulations to Glads for the win. JD Racer P2, double podium for the Red Bulls. Mate, Tomo in P3, and my driver of the day as well, to be quite honest, by a mile. From Tomo, really was. I'll put this stuff in chat later on. I'm going to have to be super quick, guys. I've got another stream literally in 2 minutes time, so I need to be very, very quick. Let's watch the podium out and we'll see the final stand-ins. Red Bulls celebrate. Famous 1-2. Circuit de Catalunya or Circuit de Barcelona? I think it's de Catalunya, isn't it? It's, there we have it then. Fastest lap also went to JD Racer. The Red Bulls having a little fastest lap battle throughout the last laps there. There are all the standings. And just nip to race director and scroll through the incidents. There weren't many. Look at that. That's all the incidents for what was a fully wet race. So, fair play, guys. That is not a lot. I'm sure the ones that were involved in incidents may not feel the same, but that is actually pretty good going. So, well done, WRL and the drivers. Right, guys, as I say, I've got to be really quick, so I'm just going to give my usual thank you ever so much to anybody that has watched the stream live. Thank you to everybody that watches back. It's all really appreciated. I hope you enjoy it. I'm up again straight after, as soon as I can get straight back on to the other one. So, you know, I'm off, guys. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday evenings, the end of your weekends.